What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2013 Honda Accord V6 Coupe in manual. Up front is a 3.5-liter V6, and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, I am beyond excited to be reviewing this Honda Accord because you guys have asked for a car in this configuration for so long. I am so excited to finally deliver and drive this manual Honda Accord V6. These were really, really rare even at the time of production, and they're only getting rarer, and I'm finally starting to understand how wonderful they are. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 3.5-liter V6 under the hood. Well, if you're familiar with Honda engines, you'll know this engine right away. It's the J-Series J35Y2. Now, the manual transmission Honda Accords actually got a different engine designation than the automatic one. It's a J-Series, and I love it. Honda J-Series engines really stemmed from the Honda Odyssey, and they've been in production ever since the late 90s. Now, of course, they have changed things and modified them and made them better over the years, but the core engine has been around for over 25 years. And I still think it's one of the best engines from a manufacturer. They're reliable, they're stout, they make good power, and I just love every vehicle that I drive with it. In the almost 7 years of ownership that the owner has owned this Honda Accord, he's had 0 issues with the engine. And to be honest, 0 issues with the rest of the vehicle as well, which is beyond wonderful to see. Like I said, paired to it is that 6-speed manual transmission. That's what makes this car so rare, is that it actually did come with a manual, and this was the final generation of Honda Accord to get a coupe manual. Now, the shifter has been modified. This particular one does have a short throw shifter, which is lovely, but I've driven plenty of other Hondas from this era with manual transmissions, and they are all fantastic. You cannot go wrong with a manual transmission Honda from the 2000s. You just can't. I've driven manual supercars. I've driven manual vehicles well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hondas shift better. That's just plain and simple the truth. Last but not least about the Honda Accord V6 Coupe manual is the fact that it is front-wheel drive. There weren't any all-wheel drive Accords in this generation here in the United States. So how does it feel to drive the V6 Coupe manual Honda Accord? I know I keep switching those names around, but the point remains the same. It is exquisite. It is amazing. Hondas drive and shift great as it is, and Honda Civics are wonderful. I've driven manual Honda Civics of nearly every generation, and I love them. The difference is that V6 torque. Down low, even at 2,000, 3,000 RPM, you're feeling the grunt of that J-Series. And that's something that a forced induction car just can't replicate. Driving this around town, I'm literally in a neighborhood right now. You could see out my windows, I'm at a little neighborhood stop sign. There's a little Honda Odyssey, also with a J-Series passing me. This is a very suburban town, and I'm obeying the speed limits, and it's fun. That that little oomph that the V6 gives you is really, really something special, and I think a lot of Hondas miss that. But this does it very, very well. Woo! That'll butter your biscuits. It is so intoxicatingly fun to drive, and you just don't expect that out of a Honda Accord. I mean, I guess you kind of do, because V6 manual, you kind of get the gist, but yeah, this is good. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 3 main gauges. Off to the left is my tachometer. In the center is my speedometer, along with a digital screen giving me my trip odometer, MPG, things like that. And off to the right is my coolant temperature and fuel. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have some selector dials, as well as our pages icon and phone options. And off to the right, we have our cruise control. The overall steering wheel is fine. This car isn't going to be very luxurious, and so it is a leather-wrapped steering steering wheel, but it's nothing too flashy. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, our econ button, LDW, and traction control off. And moving on to the door, we have 2 levels of memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get 2 infotainment screens. So we do get one up at the top. This is a larger screen. This is going to be helpful for like navigation and vehicle operations. And down below, we have our more media-oriented one. However, they can both do each other's jobs, and this is kind of a weird era for Honda interiors. They weren't really sure what they wanted to do, so they just gave you 2 screens and told you to figure it out. Well, I'm not a huge fan, but it works, and I'm not going to complain. We do also get a CD player thrown throughout this, so pretty much all your media needs are going to be met, even back in 2013. We do have a backup camera. Here it is. In case you're curious, it's fine, but this was before backup cameras were legally required, so I can't hate too hard. One thing I do love is that it does get a blind spot camera, so when you turn on your right turn signal, the center screen will show your blind spot. I love this, and I don't know why Honda moved away from it, because modern Hondas do not do this. Down below, we do have our climate controls. We get dual zone climate, auto climate, some basic necessities there. And then we have a big chunky selector for our infotainment. I really like this. It has great tactile feedback and actually works really well. It's just very much a sign of the times, something we don't really see in automotive design anymore. But hey, I like it. Menu, back, phone. I like the big chunky buttons. What can I say? I'm a big chunky guy. Then we do have a cubby, 12-volt outlet off to the right, as well as our USB and aux, again, fulfilling all of your media needs. Heated seats surrounding the shifter and the shifter itself. Like I said, it does have a short throw shifter along with an aftermarket shift knob. However, I think the weight and feel of the shift knob is pretty dang good. Down below that, we do have cup holders. And so if you thought the Honda Accord V6 couldn't possibly get any better, well, just wait until I tell you that it does, in fact, pass the big friggin' bottle test. Then we do have another 12-volt outlet in the center console, and we'll talk about the seats. The seats are leather, they're heated, power, and memory, and they are pretty comfortable. I wish, because this car is pretty sporty, I wish that it had a little bit higher bolsters, but you do have to remember that at the end of the day, it is still a Honda Accord, which is built and made to accommodate as many different people, as many different body types as possible. And so aggressive seats wouldn't have really fit the mantra of the Honda Accord. So I fully understand why. Just me personally would have liked to be held in a little bit closer. Who doesn't love a nice hug from the back? However, speaking of the back, we do have rear seats, and it is a coupe, so this is going to be fun, but let's go do a back seat review. So this is going to be the one downside of this car. Oh God, yeah, this ain't going to be fun. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Once I'm back here, it's actually not terrible. My head isn't hitting the ceiling. It's very close. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. My knees, if the driver's nice, my knees actually don't hit the seat in front of me. So the actual seating experience back here isn't bad, and that's actually kind of surprising. The getting in, the dismount, it's not great, but any coupe isn't going to be, and that's not why you buy this car. If you have kids, if you have a family, if you're driving people in the back all the time, don't get a coupe. Just don't. But the fact that this is a coupe, it's actually not terrible. And so that is really, really nice to see. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This is the car that just keeps on giving. And we're going to talk more about that in a second. However, right now, we're going to talk about the trunk and the cargo space. All right, around the back of the Accord Coupe, we do have a button here on the key fob to pop it up a little bit. And once we do open it up, tons and tons of space. Really nice cargo space, especially for a coupe. You're going to get a lot more space back here than you would find in the Honda Civic coupe of the same era. Really like this nice Accord floor liner. No crazy amenities. You have a little like hook here, hook there, but other than that, nothing crazy, but very, very nice to see in the back of the Honda Accord V6 Coupe manual. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I think that this has aged incredibly well. This car is 11 years old this year, and yet I still think it looks very, very good. And not all cars from 2013 can say that they aged so gracefully. And so, welcome to the Jennifer Aniston of automobiles. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Honda Accord V6 Coupe manual coupe, manual coupe V6? Well, I knew that it was going to be good. I came into this review thinking, yeah, this is going to be a good one. I underestimated how good it would be. I am by no means a Honda fanboy, but I've liked a lot of their products in the past. And this might be the best. Now, the brand new Acura Integra Type S, I would still take over this car. But I mean, we're comparing an 11-year-old car to a $55,000 brand new car, and it's a close battle. It's an incredibly close battle. This car does everything I want it to do. It's comfortable, it's reliable, it's manual, it's fast, it sounds good. It checks all of my boxes. But the biggest one is that reliability. I'm having fun. I'm driving an enthusiast car that is going to be wickedly sweet on back roads and curves and empty main streets. And yet I also don't have to worry. I don't have to quiver anytime I start it in hopes that a check engine light doesn't come on. I don't have to shake in my boots while just trying to go to Target for some cosmic brownies. This car gives you satisfaction in more ways than one, not just in the driving experience, but in the owning experience. And that's something that not a lot of sporty cars can offer, because they're very good at one thing, and they're not very good at all the others. This has to be one of the most well-rounded cars to ever come out of Honda. And that's saying a lot. Honda makes well-rounded cars. This is the most well-rounded of the well-rounded. It's almost a tongue twister. Consider my socks knocked off with this car. It's so good. So good. And for what? Why? I don't know. But Honda was really on one when they made this, and I'm glad that they were. Oh boy, oh boy. Huge thank you to Andy for letting me take out his V6 Coupe Accord. This is eye-opening. I think this might be one of the best Honda products ever made. And yes, I'm including SIs, I'm including Type Rs, I'm including all the vehicles they made. This is one of the best. Andy's been absolutely awesome to work with. Fantastic, very knowledgeable, very friendly, and I hope to work again with him in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.